The best conversations aren't filled with words. They're filled with understanding. Most of us have it backwards. We think communication is about what we say. But some of the most powerful moments in human connection happen in the spaces where nobody's speaking. What happens in the space between two people when you're actually listening? We live in a culture of noise. Constant input, constant output. In meetings, at dinner tables, in our own heads. Silence feels awkward, so we fill it. We interrupt because we're afraid of the quiet. We rush to respond because we're uncomfortable not being heard. We prepare what we're going to say instead of actually listening to what's being said. But here's what's strange. The moments when we feel truly understood aren't moments where someone talked at us. They're moments where someone listened to us. Really listened. Not waiting for their turn. Not planning their response. Just present. That presence is something we've nearly forgotten how to do. Silence is uncomfortable because it reveals something. That we're not in control. When someone else is speaking and we're not. We can't shape the narrative. We can't protect ourselves. We can't perform. So we talk. We fill the space with words so we don't have to sit in that vulnerability. But vulnerability is where real connection happens. Think about the people who've made you feel genuinely heard. What did they do? They stopped. They looked at you. They gave you space to be fully yourself without interruption or judgment. They didn't try to fix you or rush you or prove they were smart enough to understand immediately. They created space. And in that space, you felt safe to be real. Here's what happens when you genuinely listen to someone. First, you send a message. You matter. What you think and feel is worth my full attention. That's profoundly powerful. Most people go through life feeling invisible. Listening makes them visible. Second, you actually learn something. When you're not busy planning your response, you hear nuances you'd otherwise miss. You understand not just the words but the person behind them. Third, you create safety. People only open up when they feel truly heard. Teams only collaborate when there's psychological safety. Relationships only deepen when both people believe they're being understood. Scientists call this attunement, the ability to be emotionally present with another person. And it's becoming a rare skill. We're so used to performing, to being seen, that we've forgotten how to truly see others. But when it happens, it changes people. It changes relationships. It changes teams. The paradox is that listening is actually a form of power. Not power over, power with. The most influential leaders aren't the ones who talk the most, they're the ones people want to talk to. They're the ones who make you feel heard. The deepest friendships aren't built on clever jokes or impressive stories. They're built on moments when someone just sits with you in your uncertainty and doesn't try to immediately solve it. The best teachers don't fill every silence. They ask a question and then they wait. They give their students space to think, to struggle, to discover. The strongest thing you can do in a conversation is sometimes nothing at all. Just listen. Just be there. So the next time you're in a conversation, notice the impulse to fill the silence. Notice the discomfort. And try something different. Sit with it. Let the other person finish their thought without interrupting. Give them space to be fully yourself. Be present enough that they feel seen. That space between you, that's not empty. That's where understanding lives. That's where real connection happens. And that's where the strongest relationships are built.